Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Reen, a Baltic witch, and as my primary practice I do divination. I did an overview video on all the decks currently in my collection, tarot decks, oracle decks, but I would like to do a separate flip through some of the decks and talk about them a bit. I'll link the video to the overview somewhere here, and let's get into it. Today I would like to talk about the Tree Keepers Oracle with beautiful, beautiful art by Stephanie Poimonloa. In my overview, I talked that a deck with Stephanie's art was my very first deck, so I still hold all the decks with her art very close and dear to me. So, let's talk about the deck itself, about the quality. It is very good quality deck. Extremely. One of the best ones that I have. It has a very nice, beautiful snug box with beautiful art by her. Um, then we have beautiful butterflies here in this shimmery um, fuchsia, like dark pink embossing. The lock to the deck is magnetic. Everything is good quality, all in color. Then when we open, we have a beautiful lining here with a picture, also an element of her art with a quote. Legend and druids can tell you there are places on the planet where the veil between the worlds is thin, and the trees are guardians of these sacred spaces. So very, very beautiful. We have a pouch inside for your cards if you prefer to hold them like that, travel with them maybe. Then we have very good quality, like it's soft covers, but from very good cardstock, very high quality, glossy calligraphy with the text there, with the picture of the card itself. Very, very good quality for the guidebook. Um, so the author is here. Sorry, I cannot really pronounce. I will not even attempt to pronounce the name Angie, sorry. Salens. I'm very sorry. I'm not very good with English names. And let's talk about the cards. Very comfortable size, slightly bigger than your standard tarot, or pretty much your standard tarot size. Golden embossing on the side, so golden edging. Good quality. They almost feel plasticky, actually. Glossy, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Let's do a flip through. I will talk about the deck a little bit. Uh, to me, this deck gives you guidance about the areas of your life, the areas of the subconscious that you would need to think about, work on to improve your life quality in the moment. Sometimes it doesn't really talk about the immediate time. It could be not days, but it feels more to me talking about maybe months, the upcoming months, maybe within the year, the areas that you might want to focus on, something like a little bit more long term. Self-love, caring for ourselves, working with our psyche usually takes a longer time than just a few days or a few hours. Very, very beautiful artwork. It is glossy, so I don't know if it translates correctly because as you can see, it does catch the light source quite a lot, but I'll talk you through the cards. We have number one, so they are all numbered. I think it's 44 in total in there. And they're all keepers, tree keepers, so it's a keeper of something, a keeper of some sort of area, of some sort of activity. So we start with the keeper of self-love. We have a beautiful woman here playing a flute with foxes around her with beautiful blooming tree. So I guess that's ourselves, our qualities that we are trying to make sure that they bloom, that we feel rested in that very, very peaceful place. It feels like very peaceful when we look at this card. Oh yeah, and the back of the card is also extremely beautiful. It is reversible. Yeah, very beautiful. So Stephanie has very detailed, it has tiny, tiny details, tiny, tiny interesting elements hidden in the weaving of the pictures of the art that she creates. That's why I really love her art, and I'm really happy to have two of decks with her art. Then we have the Keeper of Abundance. There's a lot of interesting elements. So it has this like fiery sun energy, but we also have these mask elements there. But yes, it does give us the energy of abundance, the energy of kind of saturation with things, a lot of sun energy in this card. The Keeper of Wishes. So I guess throwing a coin or a stone or something down the wishing well, that is the main element of this card. But then we have some buried things here. Then we have some animals approaching. We have a woman sitting on the edge of that well, and also a man seemingly talking, interacting with her. Keeper of Comfort. So we have a unicorn and a maiden as the main element, and they're like snugly there sitting. But we also have a sword. We have some elements, like I think it's either animals or spirits peeking through. Then if you kind of take a look here, I don't know, probably my focus will not focus on the card properly. It's actually a face of a spirit, a woodland spirit, and here beautiful roses. So lots of beautiful elements in the card. Keeper of Time, a little girl with a little toy here and a clockwork inside of a tree. Keeper of Whimsy. So we have a wave and a lady drinking some tea. It's like, yeah, it does have that whimsical element to it. And you can actually see that the original had some gold on it, gold leaf uh, like I don't really work with gold and I don't really draw that much nowadays, but yeah, you can tell there's a gold leaf elements in the original of the picture that is reproduced here in this card, which is very beautiful. Keeper of Balance. So we have a balancing figure, some birds flying through. Once again, interesting trees, interesting shapes in the background that all give you like interesting emotions when you look at the art. Um, then we have the Keeper of Ease, a woman resting. I love this card, the Keeper of Trust. It's a very beautiful card. It's a lady with an acorn. There's some thorns here, and this looks like, you know, bird feathers, beautiful floral elements here as well. Here, it's just a beautiful painting. Keeper of Shift. So we have once again one of these very dynamic figures that Stephanie draws very beautifully. This woman kind of in motion. We have what looks like winged spirits, maybe pixies or something like that. We have a lot of things in motion here. All the butterflies and the dragonflies. So we definitely get this idea of shifting, of motion, of things changing from this card. Keeper of Surrender. So she looks like a moth that is in autumn leaves, in the autumn fallen leaves, but also a very serene, uh, beautiful card. Keeper of Inclusion. So she's playing piano, but that is built into the tree. And we have all sorts of also elements here. We have the moon here, we have some butterflies and a bird and a crow or a raven here. Very beautiful. Keeper of Pace. So it's a fox is the main element, and once again, golden leaf was in the original picture. Very beautiful. Keeper of Solitude. So it has this like um, old-timey or like an illustration to some old legend almost kind of a feel. A lady in the tower at night, but he's on a stag, so it has a lot of this woodland magic, woodland fantasy element in it as well. Very beautiful. Keeper of nurture. So yes, you can feel like growth and maybe pregnancy, something, or like keeping whatever you're nurturing, whatever you're giving birth to, safe, and this beautiful red element with the red butterflies in this picture. Beautiful. Keeper of play, a playful little girl. Oh, I probably don't see that. Swinging butterflies, a hidden door in the tree. Very, very interesting and intricate. Keeper of journeys, so you have a traveler here with some birds flying, so the sensation of motion, and there's a little bit of like this hermit energy of traveling in solitude, finding your path. Keeper of stars, beautiful winged person here, and a lot of stars kind of floating above. I guess it's more about keeping dreams and wishes. As we know, star is the card of wishes. Keeper of sleep. So we literally have the sleeping beauty. We have the snake here. Beautiful, like orange, red-headed princess. The lilies. Very beautiful. Keeper of alchemy. So I guess it's about change and transmutation, and we have this motion upwards, but also this resembles a little bit of the um, staff that magicians would hold in their hand, or also the stuff that maybe a healer, kind of this like cleric person would be holding in their hand. Keeper of fairy tales. So yes, we have a lady, redhead girl reading a book with her cat, but then we have all the fairy tale elements. We have an entire dragon, like show up to see what is she reading. Keeper of intuition, also a very beautiful card. I really like this person here, how she is drawn. And then we have, I guess, this is the intuition, the thing inside of us speaking through that we need to interact with and trust. It's actually a whole person in that tree because we can see the hands, and this is like a masked face. There's some runic elements in there as well. Very interesting cards to read. Keeper of truth. So a person, I guess, owning up to their actual face, to their truth, and with all a lot of those masks here. She still seems to have some sort of mask on, but she's also looks like she's embracing the actual self under the light of this moon or the sun. It looks more like a moon. Keeper of flow. So we literally have a stream, a little um, leaf ship boat floating down. We have some fish backs, so fish floating with the stream, with the water, very serene. Keeper of the subconscious. It's very funny that there's a little nautilus here, and like many of them actually, and some seashells. Once again, golden leaf embossing on the original painting, which is very beautiful. A little person here as well. And like a door, I guess that's the subconscious where it is. The light. Keeper of boundaries. So yes, this person really looks like he's a border guard with his beast and smaller animals watching over, like in fantasy stories, you have the elves or some forest creatures just hiding in the branches, looking when there is a stranger enter their domain. They're kind of looking over them, making sure they don't go where they need to go. Don't have kind of not allowed to go, sorry. A lot of talking. Um, Keeper of Grace, he has a golden thread that he has here. So I guess it's gracefully balancing, gracefully kind of weaving your narrative. Something of the sorts. Keeper of Anger, I guess embracing your emotions. So we have a winged person holding a skull, and there's some like darker birds, but it looks like she is embracing that the anger, like the destructive energy that she has in her. Keeper of Endings. So it's also another one of those very serene pictures. As we know, every ending is a new beginning, and it looks like this flower, this golden flower, the shining flower, is a symbol of something new beginning. Once something, one phase ends, and then something new begins. Then we have the Keeper of Sanctuary. It's a very interesting picture. You have a lot of tree here, but also some berries and some elements. And then once you look a little bit further, you realize this is a face. This is actually a person, kind of being the sanctuary itself, being that place itself. Because first thing that draws our attention is the bird, and then this um, broche kind of element, but then we see it's actually a face, it's a person, and they are the sanctuary itself. Keeper of Focus. So we have this owl kind of creature, but with a mask, and a lot of keys, 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 keys here in this picture. Keeper of Creativity. So it's an entire group of pixies and fauns and spirit, like forest spirits. And I guess they're all making music and making creative things, expressing themselves, their creativity. They all look slightly different. I guess it's like almost like people dress in interesting ways to express themselves, express their creativity. Keeper of the Wild. So there's a person figure in this opening here. Lots of foxes here, and this is a dragonfly with the moon symbol. So it is, I guess, the representation of the wilderness and all the wild animals coming to that tree, to that keeper. Keeper of Dance. So once again, we have what looks like humans, but also dancing with these fantasy forest creatures together. They're having a dance party here, and you also have the foxes, the forest animals there, and it's all in motion. Everyone's having fun. Keeper of the Invisibles. So we have a person here, some spirits. They're almost invisible actually in the picture. You kind of, what draws your attention is this person here balancing, playing music, and then you have this spirit, the guardian, in the middle. But everyone over here, you think it's a decorative element, but you can actually see it. It's people in there. I guess it's about not subjecting to the darkness, to the black thing, the emotion of thinking I'm not worth it, I'm invisible. No, you are special, you are creative, you are not invisible in reality. And even like if you think that what you're doing is not enough just because others don't notice, don't get discouraged by it. We all play a very important role. We all are very important people. Let's see. Keeper of Beginnings. So we had a Keeper of Endings, and now we have beautiful beginnings. Beautiful. So once again, I guess this is golden embossing, golden leaf, golden paint in the original picture. It's things kind of growing out of the ground and then going up, 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 and those golden spirals together with those butterflies growing and coming up to the light. Keeper of sharing. So we have a lady coming with a bowl, I guess, of water of something and bringing that life to the tree growing, sharing that water, sharing that life, sharing those gifts that she has with the tree. Keeper of the game. I like this one. It's a tree spirit over here and a pixie or a fairy playing chess together. And a lot of like other spirits, animals around them watching their game. Then we have the keeper of receiving. There's an interesting, intricate clockwork pattern in the tree, and once again, a child or a person swinging, and there's some birds to show the motion. I guess it's about the pendulum, about what you give, you receive kind of things. And also, the clockwork in the tree remind me of the pentacle element in the tarot cards, which is stands for that material wealth, for receiving something, working for it, and then receiving. So I guess that's kind of the elements in this card. Keeper of innocence. So once again, you have a stag, this like very innocent, very full of light creature of the forest, a spirit creature, maybe the essence of the forest itself. And then you have this shy woman pixie spirit and a little bit more of animals and spirits. But yeah, as they say, only an innocent person, innocent maiden can approach a unicorn in the legend. So I guess that's what it represents in a way. Keeper of forgiveness. It's about letting go. You have the dark things there, but you need to learn how to let go, like go up, up, up into the like clear sky. Um, there might be some trauma, but then this example with the glass of water and muddy water, and you pour more clean water into it, and eventually it lightens up, and that's like the trauma goes away. I guess you let it go. You need to forgive whoever hurt you and kind of get up to that the good stuff. You see this like streak of light here. Keeper of wonder. So she's once again with a book, reading, writing something down, and you have all these magic things around her. Keep wondering about the things around you, keep noticing them, keep that child innocence inside of you still, even if you're an adult and beaten down by the, well, everyday reality. Then we have the keeper of transformation. Butterflies is the most common kind of symbol of transformation because of the transformation they go through. I guess that's exactly the kind of the main element, the main symbol that is here in this card. And the last one that we have is the keeper of follow through. So she's going with her light going down steady in her step. I guess making sure that you still go, even if it's dark down there, you still keep your light and you keep going, follow through with your intentions, with what you are doing. Okay, so it is a very, very beautiful deck with a lot of symbols. I definitely recommend. Let's see what kind of card we can pull. So the deck is reset, so now we'll shuffle a little bit and see what card we pull or what card pops out, and then see what's the description in the book so that you get an example what is the text in the guidebook as well. Let's see. Okay, this card. So, the keeper of creativity is our message right now. Let's see what the guidebook says. 32. So also when you're reading, keep the numbers and the numerology of things. Also pay attention to that because maybe it has a significance to you when you're doing a reading. Feels like a very nice rounded number. Okay, this is our description. So, very beautiful guidebook. You have the card itself, you have more elements from the card here on the next page, and then everything's in color, and then you have your description. I'm gonna read it. The colors inside of you must be expressed. To restrain your creativity is to shut off the flow of source, as we are made in its creative image. So it speaks about the source a lot, this deck. Whether you paint, dance, sing, sculpt, stitch, weave, write, tell, or shape, every creation expands the universe in joy. It is not just healthy to release what lives inside of you, the process is necessary and holy for the soul of the world. It allows, sorry, it allows all of us to know ourselves deeper and brighter as we witness your example. Now it is the time to create with wild abandon. Don't say you aren't creative. Don't say there is no time. Prioritize your creative expression, even and especially if what you're creating serves no purpose other than the flow. That's enough. You are enough. Create now. Very beautiful messages, very inspiring messages. So, definitely recommend this deck if this is something that you like. It is a very high quality, beautiful deck, definitely something to keep in your collection if you're just simply collecting the decks. So yeah, create, express yourself. Let me know down in the comments if you like this deck, if you have this deck, if you read from this deck, or if you're maybe planning to buy it. Anything, just say hi, say from where you are when you came across my uh, video here, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you. Bye bye.